This is Nigel. I am Right, Voice CEO and Gratitude Champion, and welcome to another Right Thoughts at 4 a.m. And as I sit here, I'm just thinking a lot about frustration, making lemonade, building community, and how to process everything that goes on a day-to-day basis, and just the mania sometimes that can be everyday life. And I just wanted to speak about that for a little bit. So presently, they've shut all the water in the city where I am. So that's not a good sign. And Florida, no real shade. I mean, from New York, where water's great, but Florida is not known for really having the best water, per se. But nonetheless, there's no water now, so it's bottled water all the way. So you figure things out. You work with your neighbors and your friends, and you make sure you get your source water, and you don't dehydrate yourself in this heat. So that's one. So been doing a lot of additional testing and of software and products and automations to get things up and working the way they need to. Because as technology advances, there's always these opportunities to move the needle forward. But with so much data, so much information, so much distraction, having a great way to sort that information and break it up into bite-sized digestible chunks is a huge problem that, once solved, can just lead to incredible results. So I'm constantly trying to move the needle in that direction. But like anything else, technology is not an exact science. It's not perfect at all times. There will be breakage, there will be unexpected results, and we have to find workarounds and things to continue to make progress. So I'm also working through that in terms of construct. And the final piece is really about, building community. And this is the piece I want to spend a little bit, additional time on, because it's the cornerstone. I've been spending quite a bit of time as of late with voice actors due to a few pretty incredible people I've met in my travels in the voice rooms on Clubhouse. Xavier Cadeau being one of them. And there was an interesting room that he put up yesterday that talked about just what goes on in the voiceover industry. And the thing, I'm going to give Xavier some flowers right now. The thing that I love about, speaking with Xavier and just his energy is that his willingness to share and take some of the, I don't know, like what I felt to be sometimes elitist, views on particular things. Because I think technology or any particular mastery of craft can be intimidating. And I've heard people say this specifically. And I've experienced it from time to time in my career as I on my way up. But what I find more powerful and more important is when we simplify and present things in a really constructive and helpful way with the intent to build, and not go down the rabbit hole of discouraging would-be enthusiasts who just have a dream, who see something in you that says, you know what, that could be me too. I think when we put ourselves in a position where we can demonstrate that, we can be the example of that, it's super powerful. And this is something that Xavier does very well, speaking transparently and genuinely looking to put helpful pieces of information, nuggets of wisdom, if you would, out into the space that is voiceover. Being able to have, conversation, collaboration, if you would, with him and talk about, voiceover and tech and how that transcends into music and spoken word poetry and streaming. It's been very powerful. And I am hoping that from the conversation we had last night, community is born and we get to build something that's pretty incredible, that encourages people who may be new to the voiceover space or want to get into the voiceover space to take that leap forward, take that step forward, to put the work in and contribute what they have. One of the things I said, and I'll close with this, is that you may be coming just with your thirst for knowledge, and that is a value. Because when you become the example, and again, I'm going to say it again, when you become that example of what is possible, you bring so much to community, because again, somebody's going to look at you and be able to say to themselves, you know what, I saw this person before they started on this journey, and look at where they are now. That can be me. And the opportunity is out there, and as cliche as that may sound, and people, keep going, keep inspiring, be strong. It's a real thing if you put the work in. My son says this all the time, and I am taking this from him. He says, don't expect results overnight, but be prepared if they happen. So I'm going to leave you with that. And in closing, if any of this resonated with you in any particular way, I encourage you to give me some feedback, because I want to be able to provide value in every conversation and bring the best of myself to that conversation and build something bigger and greater than myself. The proverbial 1 + 1 = 11 is real, and I want to be part of that exercise. In closing, I am Nigel Wright, Voice CEO and Gratitude Champion. I'd love to know